Howdy folks, welcome back to another daily Sudoku. We've got a hard puzzle today. I am liking this alley for some reason, and this cool little lane this direction and lane this direction. Kind of cool, kind of cool. Um, just kind of letting my eyes wander for pairs, and I caught these pairs right here in the middle. And this 2 and this 2. So the only place for a 2 in the center cube is right here. Let's see, we need a 4, a 5, and a 9, and there's nothing else to help us with that. That's okay. Got these cool little lanes, vertically and then horizontally. So like this 7 comes down. So I have to have a 7 in one of these two spots. 2, 3 are already down here in this cube. Let's look at this cube up here. We've got a 5, 7, 6. We've got a 5 and a 6. Ooh, cool. So the 7 comes up and the 7 comes across. So the only spot left for a 7 is right there. 1 and a 2. They've already got a 1 and a 2, 1 and a 2. Okay, all right. That's all right. So these little lanes, I always like to look down these little lanes. So like 2, 6, and 5, right? So there's 2, 6, and 5, and then this 5 comes across. So there's only 2 spots for the 5. And then the 6 comes through, and the 6 comes across the bottom. So there's only 2 spots for the 6. So that's kind of a cool little lane. Let's see down here. We have a 1, 5, and a 2 that come right down through here. So a 2 comes across, 2 down the left, and a 2 across the top. So the only spot left for a 2 is there. Okay, the 1 comes right through the middle, so the only 2 spots for the 1 are here and here. Cool, cool. And then we have an 8 that comes through the middle, 8 down the right, so there's only 2 spots left for the 8. For these, anything medium, hard, and very hard, you've got to understand ghost rows, ghost columns. So like these 8s, I can't have an 8 in any one of these spots. I do have an 8 coming over here, but right here, just looking vertically and horizontally, there's no solid 8, so this could be an 8, but this projection, no matter which one of these is an 8, it's telling me there can't be another 8 in this column. Same thing as if it were to be horizontally. If I had 2 3s here, well then I can't have a 3 in any other spot in the row. So I call them ghost rows, ghost columns, but they're very important to help you to find some solutions from projections. I don't know which 8 this is, but no matter which one it is, I know there can't be an 8 in these 3 spots. Okay, let's take another look. So I do have a pair of 7s. I like pairs. I'm looking for pairs. So I've got to have a pair of those. We've got a 2. We've got a pair of 6s that come down left and right, and and 2 6s. Look at that. Chink. So the only spot left for a 6 is right here, which tells us this one has to be our 8. Now I have a pair of 8s here, 8 through the middle, 8 through the bottom, 8 down the center, so there's only one spot left for my 8 there. So that is handy. So we've got 1, 2, we need a 3, so I can't have a 3 across the top, so there's only 2 spots for the 3. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then I need a 9. So 9 could be anywhere, so I'm not going to mark that just yet. I'll hold off on marking that. Okay, let's check out our pairs. So I have a pair of 5s for the center cube. It can't be in the top, can't be in the bottom, can't be down the center. So I have to have a 5 here and here. All right. Got an 8 and a 6, and I've already got the 8 and a 6. Let's see, I have a 2 across the bottom, 2 across the top, 2 down the right, 2 down the left. So only one spot left for the 2. It has to go there. Okay. Let's see what else we got. Near. Looking for pairs, looking for pairs. Let's see, I got a pair of ones, kind of just hopped up to the top. So that means my one has to be here somewhere. Got twos, I've got sevens. Not in the bottom, not through the middle, so it has to be up here in one of these top two. Okay, that's good. Let's see, still only have this one 9 in the whole puzzle, so we're going to be short on some 9s for just a little while till we get some 9s sorted out. Okay, so I'm looking at these pairs of 3s here, and I noticed this little lane, and I saw this 3 says I can't have a 3 here, this 3 says I can't have a 3 here, this 3 says I can't have a 3 here. So just out of elimination, this is actually the only spot left for a 3. So there's our 3. So let's see what else I have. I need a 9, I need a 1, and I need a 5. So I cannot have a 5 here. I cannot have a 5 here, so this is the only spot left for a 5. Alright, so now I've got 2 spots left, and I've got 2 numbers. So I know I need to have a 1 and a 9, and a 1 and a 9 for this column. Those are now locked, set in stone. Now I do have a 1 that comes down and a 1 that comes across, so I do have a 1 here. Okay, now this 1 comes across. This ghost row says no 1 here, so my 1 has to be here or here. Now this right here, folks, is what is called an X-wing or a crisscross. I call it a crisscross. I watched some other advanced players and they called it an X-wing pattern. Anytime you see numbers in corresponding rows or columns that fill 2 of the 3, it creates a crisscross pattern. So if this is the 1, then this has to be a 1. You see how that crisses? And then if this is a 1, then this one has to be a 1. Because they can't be anywhere else in this cube and they can't be anywhere else in this cube, this crisscross pattern eliminates the left and the center, because either way these 2 lanes are now covered up. So now my 1 has to be one of these 2. Now if we look vertically, it can't be here because of this one. If we look here, it can't be here because of this one. It can't be this one because of our ghost row. So in just simple elimination, these are the only 2 spots left that can handle a 1. All right, so we've got our 1, we've got a 2, we've got a 3. We're going to need a 4 at some point in time. Ooh, see this? I love the symmetry of this game. So this is our only 9, and this is our only 4. They're in complete 180 degrees in the same spot. So they're going to be fun for us. Okay, that's kind of cool. And then I need a 7, 8, 9. Okay. Okay. All right. Let's look for some more patterns. What else do we have? We got a lot of spots that are empty. So let's. Okay, we've got our 7s in here. Okay, we've got 6s. Okay. Oh, cool. So here's my pair of 6s. I'm going to look vertically now. No 6 in the left lane. No 6 in the right lane. This is the only spot. Center lane and right lane. We'll get the words out right. So one of these 2 has to be our 6, but it can no longer be here. Let me clean up my pencil work. So it has to be up here. Ka-ching. All right, now we do this 6 here says can't be in the left. This one says can't be in the center. This one says can't be in the top. So the only spot left for a 6 is right there. And I believe that's all the 6s for this puzzle. Yay! All right, we got those ones knocked out. And it looks like we've got all of our 2s for the puzzle. That is good. Let's see what we have here. So I noticed this 5 right here. I just kind of looking at this column. I can't have a 5 here because of this 5. So I only have 2 spots for the 5 vertically. So I'm going to just mark that here for just a moment. Cool. I still have 2 5s horizontally. That says it can't be in the middle or the bottom. So let's just mark that feller up too. There we go. That's good. So here's our 1. Here's our 2. Here's our 3. 4 can go anywhere. We've got our 5 marked. 6, 7, we've got our 8 marked. Now our 9 can go anywhere but here. Okay. Okay. All right. All right. So we are chugging along here. So 1 and 5. Okay, pair of 8s, going back to pairs vertically. So I can't have an 8 in the right, can't have an 8 down the center, so my 8 has to be here or here. 1, 2, 3, 4 can be anywhere. 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 can be everywhere. Okay. Okay. Alrighty. Alrighty. What else do we have pairwise? 3s, 5s, 7s, 2s. Okay, we have a pair of 1s down the left and the right side, so the 1 has to be above and below. 1, 2, 3. Now this 4 cuts through the middle, so it can be any one of these. 4, 5, 6. The 7 cuts through the middle, or the bottom, so 7 can be up here, 8, and then 9. Okay, not a lot of help there, but that's okay. So we have these cool valleys. Okay, so see, we've got an 8 that comes up here and an 8 that comes across. So we have to have an 8 here or here. 1, 2. Okay, we have a 3 that comes up. Now that's the same thing. I didn't mark these. Let's just mark them. 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. Okay, no help on the 4. Okay, cool, folks. So see this 5 and this 5. All right, so this is what I call a double lock. See this double lock here? I mean, you got all the other numbers already there. So these two are the only ones that can be here. This one is a double lock where we don't know all the rest of the numbers just yet. But this 5 and 8 and this 5 and 8 eliminate all the other places in this cube. So these two have to be a 5 and an 8. No matter how we like it, these two have to be 5 and 8. They are now locked. Okay, so what that tells me is this can no longer be a 5. Okay, this 5 creates a ghost row that eliminates this 5, but it does make this one a 5. Okay, all right. And now the 9 and 4 that we are missing have to go here. They cannot go with this 5 and 8. So we have a 4 and a 9 and a 7. And see here we've got these two other spots for our 4, 9, and 7. But we can't have a 4 here. But we could here and then here. So I'm not going to mark that all the way just yet. But we're using these valley or alleys really good. And then we have a 4, 7, and 9 missing here. Woo! These 4, 7s, and 9s, they are going to get tricky. Okay, hold on. I'm seeing in this 4 lane, we did a crisscross that said our 1 has to be here. We have a solid 1 here. We have a solid 1 here. So this is actually the only spot for a 1 in this row. Did you guys see that? Now by putting this as a 1, that's going to resolve these, and it's going to resolve this one here. So that's our 1. There's our 3. That makes this one our 9. Now we got some 9s on the board. There we go. Now that's going to become a 1. Then I'm going to remove my 1 there. Okay, so now we have 2 numbers missing, which is going to be our 7 and our 9. But this lines up with our 9 here. This one cannot be 9. So it has to be our 7. There's our 9. Yeah, now the 9s are going to fall into place. Very good. Very good. Okay, I need to clean up my pencil marks. Now this 7 is a 4 and 7. This one's a 4 and 7. Those are the only numbers left in this column. Now this 9 does come up, and it says that at 9 now has to be over here. So we'll throw a 9 and a 9 over here. Okay, very good, very good. Okay, so we still have a 4 and a 9 that need to go in here somewhere. And we still have a 4 and a 7. Cool, but this 7 comes across the bottom. Says this is the only spot left for our 7, which means this is the only spot left for our 1, which means as a cube, this is the only spot left for a 4. All right, so now this can't be a 1. This one has to be our 1. This one cannot be a 4, so that one becomes our 9, and this one is our 4. There we go. Now, you see how we have 2 5s here? Remember that double lock we did? Look at what this 4 does here. This 4 comes right up the middle with the 5. So the only 2 spots that the 4 can go is here and here. So this is a really important reason to why to keep your pencil marks very clean is now these 2 cells have to be a 4 and a 5, which means they are locked. This cannot be a 1, because then there would be not enough spaces for the 4 and the 5, which means this one becomes our 1. There's our 4 and our 5 that are locked. And then the only other number we're missing looks like an 8. Well, now that these 2 are locked, we don't have to worry about it. Our 8's going to come across and say it can't go there, so that one has to be a 3. That one has to be our 8. Clean up my 3 here. Okay, so now that I have a 4 and a 5 here, this one now becomes a 4 and a 5. Clean those guys up nice and purty like. I got 2 numbers missing here. Well, I can't do a 1 anymore, which means this one is my 1. What are the 2 numbers we're missing vertically here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, a 7 and a 9. Okay, very good. 7 and a 9, and a 7 and a 9. So those are double locked as well, folks. You cannot have any other number. So we have a 5 and a 4, and what was the other number? It looks like we're missing an 8. So I do have an 8 that comes up this way. So my 8 is going to have to be over here. Okay, and then I have a 4. I don't want to miss it, so now that's fully marked out. I want to make sure I didn't mess that one up. Okay, so we've got some numbers in now. Why do I have okay, 4 and 7 and 4 and 7. Okay, so now I got 3 numbers. Okay, so here's my 7. So one of these 2 is a 7. Well, it can't be here anymore because of this 7. So guess what this makes? That one is our 7. There we go. And there's our 4. And then this one becomes our 8. And then I'll get rid of my 8 here. And then look at that. 4 and 5, 4 and 5, 4 and 5. They clean up really nice and purty. All right, so here is my 9 and my 7. All right, folks, do you notice it? Do you see it? What do you see with the 7s? I'll give you a hint. Look at these 2 7s and look at these 2 7s. Do you see a crisscross pattern happening there? If this top is a 7, then the middle is a 7 here. But if the middle is a 7, then the top is a 7. But either way, over here on this third block, 7 cannot be in the top or the middle anymore because of this crisscross pattern. So that means 7 can only fit in the bottom. So there's our 7, there's our 9, and this is going to help resolve all of these. So if this is a 9, this is a 7. If that's a 7, that's a 9. If this is our 7, well, that can't be a 7 anymore. There's our 7. Very good. We do have an 8 here to help us out. That can't be an 8 anymore, so we have an 8 here. 2 numbers missing. Looks like a 4 and a 9. Of course, if we look here horizontally, we'll see a 4 and a 9, so we just swap those 2 fellers out. This 9 does come up here and say this is the only spot left for a 9. 2 numbers. We're missing a 4 and a 3. Cool, and we have a helpful 3 right there. So this can't be a 3. It has to be a 4. Has to be a 3. This 3 helps us over here. Now this one has to be a 3. We can get rid of that. Very good. Okay, this 8 can help us with these 5s and 8s. Here, if that's an 8, this one has to be our 5. This one has to be our 8. If that's our 5, it's going to come back here and help us with our 4 and our 5, and help us with our 4 and our 5. Okay, 2 numbers left. 1, 2, 3. We need a 4. Well, it can't be here in the top, so there's our 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and that's tough 9 that was holding out on us. There you go, folks. This was a great crisscross game. I've seen layered where you use a crisscross to get a crisscross to get a crisscross, but this one had some really good clean crisscross X-wing patterns on there. So hope you guys enjoyed it. Always recommend if you'd like to print off a couple copies before we get started, play along with. And as always, I welcome any comments, suggestions, or challenges. So thanks for watching, folks, and we'll catch you next time. Bye.